Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. It's another promo Friday on FC26, but one that we're not really looking forward to. But one part of this new Unbreakables promo could make things interesting, and it's evolutions. It even sounds like maybe those flash type of evolutions that we had from Black Friday could be making a return this weekend on this game. We're going to take a close look at those leaks that we have today. Of course, we have some SBC leaks as well. We have a new live event that's coming out with some decent objective rewards, but we hope there's more. And we got to talk about the market. If you have tradable cards in your team, we are 1 week away from winter wildcards and a pretty busy festive season on this game, which might mean it's a good time to sell this weekend. Let's talk about it, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now let's dive into things by looking over yesterday's Thursday content, where we got finally a nice boost of SP, and actually people are getting to level 40 now because EA basically just upped the SP. Now with 2 weeks to go in this season, they're finally increasing the amount of SP points that we get from like the weekly objectives, from the seasonal objective and stuff like that. So make sure you just kind of look over this, and if you're trying to level up quickly to get through the season, make sure you give this a look and a watch, because like this chunk reward here of 1250 SP for the seasonal objective here just for playing 25 matches. The weekly objectives, of course, require a couple of specific cards like 3 German players in your starting 11, win 10 matches, score 10 goals using a Bundesliga player, and that can add up and give you a nice bit of SP there too. But where it really gets good is for those of us that like to get some very easy SP outside of Ultimate Team. This is the easiest way to get 3000 SP, guys. You go into the manager career mode, start a new save, turn the game time, the half length, to 3-minute halves, and you go sit through 5 matches. You can't quit out of the games anymore. We used to do that because it was glitched kind of. It lets you quit out. You can't do that. You actually have to sit through the games, but it literally takes you 20 minutes and you can go walk away and it'll still keep going in the background. 3000 SP now. So basically EA increased all the SP from the manager, from the player career, and from actually pro clubs SP rewards as well. There was 17,000 total SP that was dropped yesterday, and now people are actually able to get level 40. I'm still here at level 15, but I think a lot of us are going to notice that we'll probably be moving up the season pass ladder here now a lot quicker, which is nice. There's 2 weeks left to go in this season pass, so we're getting to that stage of the season where EA starts giving out a lot of the SP. It's nice that they're doing it now and not 1 week before the season pass ends. So make sure you go check that out if you're trying to get some SP. Also, the Flash Rush event expires today. That's 1500 SP as well. Get that done before content. Get your Zaha card, and that'll be a nice way to move up in season pass levels as well. Now, to yesterday's content and Evos, we had that leaked shooting Evo that gives the low-driven playstyle. It's called Shots Fired, and actually I think this Jarzinho is one of the best cards that it can be placed on because it does not upgrade the overall of your card. It is a free Evo, and it does give some nice stat boost. Shot power, long shots, volleys. It does unfortunately give the chip shot playstyle first and then the low-driven playstyle after that, but nice boost and nice stat caps for sure, and it does not upgrade the overall of your card, as I said, and it is free. The one problem is it's only max 84, and that's a part of the issue that I have with Evos right now. Even the Evos that are max 85, I'm running out of max 83, 84, and 85 rated cards to put into these evolutions. Like, I'm looking at my club and I see so many 86s that I'm like, please, can I submit these cards into Evos soon? It doesn't look like we're going to get there at least right away, but hopefully winter wildcards next week ups the ante a little bit, even if it's on these like small, boosting Evos that don't upgrade your overall. If it's still keeping our players 86 rated, like look at my team right here. I got Pogba, I got Luna, I got that Endure card, Tamori, this Teo Hernandez Evo. Would love to Evo some of those players. They're just too high rated, and that was one of the things that I felt yesterday after looking at that Evo Shots Fired. But it still is nice, and it could be very usable for chains, for evolutions that come out during this promo of Unbreakables. Now, we're going to talk about that in a second, but let's cover yesterday's SBC content to close things out, where we did have both of the player of the months. First of all, the better of the 2 POTMs, in my opinion, Jamie Vardy. It's a party with Jamie Vardy back in this game. I just wish they wouldn't have given him the Power Shot Plus playstyle. Great card though. 87 pace, 87 shooting, 85 dribble. They gave him the 4-star skill move boost. He can play striker. He's going to, he's going to score goals. Absolutely he is. The dribbling looks solid. His shooting is amazing. Pace is good. Even the physical is pretty good. And his base playstyles are good as well. Tiki-taka, low-driven chip shot. He's got the first touch and the quick step. So honestly, W boost, except for the Power Shot Plus. If Power Shot Plus was usable, then we'd be okay with it maybe. And the price of this is doable too. It's not super cheap, but it's doable. It's coming in at right around 50,000 coins. It's 75% upvoted, I think, mostly because it is Jamie Vardy, and I would agree with that. This is a fun card to go and try out. Maybe you add it to one of your gauntlet squads. That's about it. But even then, I look at SBCs like this for an 84 rated and an 85 rated, 86 rated squad, and I'm like, man, that does wipe out a lot of your fodder. So you still have to wait and see, like, if you want to put your fodder into this after what comes out today of content, because if you do this, then you may not have enough fodder, or you may have to play weekend league rewards or get some objectives done to then feel like you have enough fodder. So I wish it was a little cheaper, but I think it's cheap enough, and that is absolutely a fun card. Also, yesterday we had the Olise Player of the Month. Now, this one I'm not as big of a fan of, especially because they gave him first touch plus his other playstyles and roles, to be honest. Inside forward plus plus, playmaker plus plus at cam. Very good, right? He's got the finesse, pinged, inventive, quick step, technical, and then, of course, the first touch plus, and he's got great stats, like phenomenal stats across the board. Olise is always very good in game. 4-star skills on this one, 3-star weak foot. W dynamic image, though. The red on the red does look really fire, but it is 4 squads to complete this Olise. 83, 85, 86, 86 again with an inform, coming in at 133,000 coins. A lot of people are saying, why don't you just go buy his ratings reload off the market, who I believe is less than 100k, and you get Tech Plus instead of going and doing this SBC for 133,000 coins. I totally agree with that. If Olise is a guy you want to use, I would say go buy the card instead of do this SBC, unless you just love the dynamic and you love the SBC idea and you want to craft it for a lower price or free over the course of the time that it's out. That would be the reason to do that one, in my opinion. Now, this SBC from yesterday's content, Loic Bade, might be one of the sneakier, best SBCs of this Joe Gabinito promo. 5-star skills at center back. That's not the cool part. The play styles. We know play styles are so important compared to stats, right? Anticipate and intercept and jockey on this card. Even aerial and slide tackle is nice. Pinged, long ball plus, we could have done without those, especially without long ball plus. But even the stats, 80 passing with 92 short and long pass with 85 vision. The dribbling is solid. The defending and physical look great. The pace is fine. But again, it's the defending play styles that make this card, like, I bet he's a beast in game, to be honest. 83, 84, 85 rated squads with a couple of informs. He's 64,000 coins. But I actually think that's a solid SBC, and it's out for a week. So I don't know if there's any links that you need. I mean, you get a nice link to Olise if you already have him in your squad, or just the French links in general. That might be a good card to complete and put in the club, and then stash away for Evos in the future when 86s fit them, and for maybe a gauntlet squad, because he actually looks pretty good. I will maybe get that one done. I just have to see. I'm going to do the Dempsey SBC that we're going to look at in a second for the leaks. So I got to get the USA legend in the club, but that one might be an SBC we try to get done before Winter Wildcards comes along. Also, yesterday we had marquee matchups, and that basically rounds up yesterday's content on Thursday. But as we start talking about today's content on Friday, it's an early start today, because not only do we have another player of the month that is incoming, but we're still eagerly awaiting some upgrades to multiple different types of cards. And I think, hopefully, those upgrades will come today. Thunderstrucks and the primetime cards. And of course, after yesterday's Conference League and Europa League matches, we've got more upgrades incoming for these players. Make sure you use the Footbin tracker to double check, confirm, and remind yourself of what primetime UCL, UEL, and UECL cards, and even the women's cards, are going to get upgraded, because these upgrades are all showing in here, and once they go live in game, then you'll be able to see what specific upgrades each player got. But guys, I gotta say, for literally every single one of these cards, I think you want to sell on the hype still. Once again, if you invested and a player like Javi Simons is going to get upgrades, yes, that is very exciting. I'm super excited to see what playstyles he gets, because I have him in my club and Koi's, but At the same time, we don't have Champions League games until late January, and you don't want to hold on to a card who's not going to be playing for more upgrades that far into the future. In my opinion, these cards, again, we've been mentioning it, could come back into packs as well if they do a best of during winter wildcards over the festive holiday period. So sell those into the hype, but we eagerly await to see those rewards today. Again, use the trackers tab on Futbin, players down to trackers. You can look at the Thunderstruck cards or the prime times, or just look at the specific player like we clicked on Javi Simons here, and go down to details and you can see all of that. But the Thunderstrucks, I think, based on how EA were giving out the playstyles for these cards the first time around that they got upgrades, these are the cards that were like, okay, we got to really pay attention to how they boost these today. And a lot of cards of this type, Thunderstruck type, are up. Like, of course, Rodri is still awaiting a new playstyle and all rolls going to ++ because he's achieved all of his upgrades. But even then, I think this is a card that you want to sell in the hype. Same thing with Dalot. Dalot got a price range update finally. One of the most invested in cards and most profitable from this Thunderstruck promo. EA was very nice yesterday, upgrading his price range from 160k up to 210k, and he's right around 200,000 coins right now. I would still tell you to take the money, sell it into the hype. At the very worst, or at the very most, he goes up 10,000 more coins, goes extinct again, and then you have to wait and hope that Man United score 3 goals this weekend to clinch his final upgrade, which they could, but then you're holding out hope that the market doesn't crash before winter wildcards, which we're now only 1 week away from, and you're holding out hope that they do score those goals and that he gets a good upgrade. So all things considered, timeline-wise of this week, we're going to talk about it more later in the video. I think selling this weekend might be a good idea on some of the tradable cards, especially because some of these are very invested in from Black Friday, since a lot of them have now achieved upgrades and they've gone up a ton in price. I think now would be an okay time to start selling those. But that's content that we're expecting before we even get to the real content drop today on Friday. But there's one more thing that we're still watching out for. That's another player of the month, Premier League player of the month, Igor Thiago. These are his official stats for his SBC card coming today. 86 pace, 88 shooting, 90 physical. Those are not his official still moves, and weak foot. Hopefully those get boosted more. And that's not his playstyle plus either. Foot Police leaked this and then responded to his tweet afterwards, saying the playstyle plus has been changed to Enforcer Plus. If there's any other changes, I will update here. They want to ruin all the Player of the Month playstyle pluses. Yeah, the playstyle pluses on the POTMs, right? We had First Touch on Olise. We had Power Shot on Jamie Vardy. That is kind of, you know, detracting from the hype of those cards. Getting those playstyle pluses, again, since playstyles are so important in this game. I mean, some people may like Enforcer Plus. If you like to use Gyökeres or somebody who's got the ability to really use that Enforcer playstyle, it can be pretty OP. So maybe this is a card that you're looking out for. But once again, it does need to be pretty cheap. And that should be dropping a couple of hours before the content time. Today should be an early piece of content for that Igor Thiago. Now, let's talk about Unbreakables, guys, because we've known what is happening with this promo. We've seen the leak stats of the players already, but more news has come out about the evolutions. We touched on it on yesterday's video. There's more leaks. There's multiple evos that are leaked that actually might end up carrying this promo, even though we're still excited for what's after this, right? Winter Wildcards is after this. That's going to be promising, more hype, bigger content. It's kind of like how we were waiting for Black Friday to drop. It's just the same thing this time around with Winter Wildcards, but we're not quite there yet. Unbreakables is the stop before the destination, but there's still some fun players here with this team of players that has been leaked. Some very usable cards, first-time promo cards for the year. Once again, these are the official stats for the items that we're getting today, heroes and icons included. A lot of low-driven plus, but a lot of Tiki-Taka plus as well. Pharoah Williams, the Modric card, the Santi Cazorla. Once again, I'm saving even a few packs today just to try to pack the Christian Eriksen card. That one will be super, super hype if we'd be able to get him. Long ball plus with the 92 pass and the dribble. Kamavinga's got a crazy card coming today as well. Luis Diaz and Iñaki Williams. Like, it's not a terrible promo, but it's just also like not the craziest. I can't imagine the pack weight for these cards is going to be that amazing. We'll just have to see, but definitely keep an eye out for any of these cards today. Starting really expensive, probably like the Joga Bonitos did, and then dropping off in time as a lot of people now are starting to save packs for Winter Wild cards or just not really feeling the hype for this promo, so not wanting to open too many packs of this. So I think that's going to make these cards start off expensive like the Joga Bonitos did last week. So maybe pause the video, take a screenshot if you want to double look, zoom in on one of these players that are confirmed for today that will be in packs. There is a lot of fodder, but also a lot of Evo potential with some of the 86 rateds here for Evos coming soon. Even an 86 rated Neuer with Rush Out Plus is coming to this promo team. Trincao from Liga Portugal. That card might be really good. Raul Jimenez. Dan Lovrens back in promos right now as well. That's kind of a throwback card. Decent promo team. Nothing crazy. Now, the SBCs, you can't really say the same about, unless you're maybe an Arsenal pass and present squad builder, or maybe a Dortmund pass and present squad builder, or you're an American like me and Dempsey looks interesting to you. These are the official SBC and objective cards for the Unbreakables promo. We do not have confirmation yet of who would be today. I would guess Dempsey or Zinchenko. Zinchenko with incisive at left back, kind of intriguing. Decent stats. Like, honestly, that's not a bad card for being 87 rated. But again, what's the price going to be? It seems like a lot of the SBCs at the moment have been overpriced. None of them have been like crazy cheap, but I probably will be there for the Dempsey card because that looks very usable and it looks very fun. Watch for leaks today. They will probably tell us what SBC is going to be dropping. Remember, we still have that icon player pick as well that has been leaked between Dalglish and Garrincha. That could be a part of today's content. Two also could be a part of the weekend content for that icon match day player pick. But the real SBC that I'm excited for today is this. I mean, it may not be today, but sometime this weekend, FIFA Trading Romania said that the rare gold provisions pack is going to be coming as an SBC. There was actually the pack code updated yesterday that kind of changed this provisions pack from a store pack in the code to an SBC pack. And this pack's right here in game. It's 50,000 coins. This is actually a huge W though, because we've all been complaining recently we don't have enough rare golds and common golds in our club. And this is actually EA solving that problem by releasing this as an SBC. Now again, the store pack is 50,000 coins. So how much is the SBC going to be? Probably right around that value. But it gives you 45 rare gold players, all items rated between 75 to 80, and they're all untradeable. So that's actually a really good opportunity to craft player picks, to get done your other SBCs each day that are requiring the rare golds. This would have been very nice, of course, in the last 2 weeks with the 84x3, if that was still around. I mean, of course, we still have the 78 plus 5 of 10 player pick. We got the 85 times 2 that you can put in some 82s for, right, and stuff like that with an inform. But man, if the 84x3 was still here with this provisions pack coming at SBC, that would have been an insane grind. But maybe this is kind of here to prepare us a little bit as well for what might be coming in Winter Wildcard. So I think this is going to be a must complete, as long as it is not more than like 40 to 50K as an SBC, because we can craft that. Like if you can get 82s and 3s and 4s, maybe it's like 2 squads, 83, 84 with an inform or something. That would make informs potentially rise up a little bit more. But I have hopes for that SBC to help us build our clubs back up from where they have been recently. Like my club is still absolutely cooked right now at the moment. Let's look at inform prices, by the way. They are up. Informs are 13,000 per card. Now that should change after Weekend League rewards tonight, because of course you guys know the 83 plus, 84 plus Team of the Week packs that we get are tradable from Weekend League rewards, and that will mean that those cards get supplied a lot. But that's one part of the market that's a bit up right now, and depending on what they require from the provisions pack, those could move a little bit more too if that drops today. And then it requires an inform. We'll just have to wait and see what the exact requirements on this are, but this should help, right? The other SBC league we have to talk about is this one. A 1 of 3 base and Scream hero player pick is coming soon. This one shouldn't be today. I think this is going to be on Sunday, and I think that the way he worded this tweet was a little misleading. It's not a player pick between Yaya Toure, Japstam, and Paulo Futre, it's like a, an icon pack or a regular hero pick. It's not a match day pick. It's like a gamble upgrade. You're doing a player pick and it's a 1 of 3. You could get any base or any ultimate Scream hero card. So it's like this, a hero pack or like a hero player pick, not like a match day one. I think that needs to be made clear, because yesterday I think some people were confused, believing that this was like between Yaya, Stam, and Futre, which is like, that's kind of crazy. Yabstam would be nuts to be able to get through an SBC right now, but it is not a guaranteed one of those 3 players at all. Now, that's the SBC content. Let's talk about the Evos. We were talking about this yesterday, and the leakers delivered some more information on how Evos might carry this promo, guys. To be 100% honest, at least in terms of the upgrades, the playstyle pluses, and the types of Evos that we're getting. This is the first big Bombazo leak, it looks like. This is our Friday main Evo. It sounds like probably a paid evolution too. Max 85, center mid. Cam evolution is set to come to Ultimate Team soon. Insane stat boost. Over 300 in-game stats upgrade. Gives Tiki Taka Plus, intercept, and incisive base playstyles. Players like Conte, Tchouaméni, Gravenberch, Ruter, and Modric are even allowed to fit into this, as it's max 85. Very interesting. Gravenberch might be one of the main players leaked for this. It gives 5-star weak foot as well, and you see a lot of people replying down here in the comments. Need that pace and shooting boost. Recent Evo's not cutting it. Footplea says pace, shooting, and passing, dribbling are all over these stats, so it's a pretty big boost. If he's going above 86 pass and 87 dribble through this Evo, that's pretty impressive. Looks like there must be a pace cap on this evolution, or a pace requirement, because a 92 pace Gabriel Sara does not fit. Evidently, Tchouaméni looks amazing in this evolution. Footplay says it's over. Both of these cards fit if they don't have 4 positions. Lewis Skelly is the first one, and then Kamavinga Evo that he's got right there is the next one. So if you've got an 85 rated Kamavinga Evo, or whatever 85 rated Cam/CM that you've got, it's looking pretty good for an upgrade today, as long as your player doesn't have too high of pace or more than 3 positions. Max 4 positions also looks to be a limiting factor for this evolution. When I was looking at my club, a player like this, Evander, might actually be a really good card for this evolution today. I even have the striker Surridge, who's got cam position, so I wonder if he would fit into the Evo. Not that I want to give him Tiki Taka Plus, but, that would potentially be an option there. I really wish Gabriel Sara would fit an evolution, but he might fit another one that has been leaked, and not this one. But for this one, guys, you see Gravenberch has gone up a lot in price. We looked at this yesterday. He's still up. He was like 3K on Wednesday, is up to 5.7 right now. Maybe you want to take the cash on an investment for this Evo, even though it sounds very, very good, selling in the hype, especially for a card who's probably been evolved a good bit now, a fair bit. Gravenberch, Kamavinga, Tchouaméni. You might want to take the sell in the hype opportunity on that. And then also, if you have another Tiki Taka Plus center mid, if this Evo is as good as advertised, it could make other ones of those cards drop. We talk about this often, right? When there's a good Evo or a good SBC that drops in a promo Friday, when we're looking at trading with cards for the Friday night bubble, if there is going to be one, we try to stay away from the positions that are being impacted by a new SBC, or especially a new evolution. And a card like this, Reinders, or maybe even a De Jong, maybe not the De Jong special card, because that's like 1.2 mil, but maybe that one, could actually take a hit in price. These would be the ones, though, that you want to be a little more careful with. If you can kind of create your own De Jong or your own Reinders, like he's saying here, if it's really time to replace these two, maybe these cards would drop a bit, as there could be a new insane center mid created through the Evo. So just be careful with that. But this is the part of evolution leaks that sounds really intriguing. New Max 85 chain Evos are coming to Ultimate Team soon. These Evos work similarly to the Black Friday Flash Evos, and you'll be able to build some crazy cards. Each Evo gives +7 to every stat and +1 overall. There will be 4 of them. Shooting, dribbling, physicality, and then passing and defending will be combined. Shooting one will give Enforcer, dribbling, rapid, physicality, bruiser, and then the passing and defending will give pinged and anticipate. And the idea here is that you can take a lot of cards, like maybe a Van de Ven, and like a Marcus Llorente and a Theo Hernandez, and since it only boosts the overall +1, like if it's a max 85 Evo, you could put Theo Hernandez into one, and then you could put him into another one. Like you could give him passing and defending, and then you give him physicality because his pace is already pretty good. And that's why I think some players like Teo and like Van de Ven have already started to go up. Like Van de Ven was 40,000 coins Wednesday. He was 48K. Now he's 56K. As an 82 rated card, if you can boost up defending, physicality, maybe even passing and dribbling too, and get a couple of decent playstyles like pinged, anticipate, and bruiser, and then even if you pace, I don't know if you want to go, you know, dribbling and boost up his, get him rapid, but you could. And then enforcer, that one for shooting probably wouldn't be worth it. But specifically for Van de Ven, like the physicality and the passing and defending, boosting those stats and getting those playstyles, that could actually create a really good chain. And you'd only be at 84 rated because he's an 82. You put those two evils on him, he goes to 84, gets a defense and physical boost, plus 7 again was the rumor. So if it's not capped at 89, or below 89, 89 defending and 87 physicality with 79 dribbling on Van de Ven, adding those playstyles, that's a really great example of a card that could look pretty sick from this. And you think of all the other middle to low rated cards like a Marcus Llorente, who is an 84. You could really create some pretty dope evolution chains with this type of Evo, since it's similar to the Flash Evo. So we don't know if those are today. I don't know if he said, yeah, he just said they're coming soon, but that could be big. And that could really create, with some of these Evos that we already have, some really good chains, right? Like the Song of Toure expires today. You can't put somebody into this, you know, and then put them into one of the chain Evos, most likely, unless they're very low rated. But like for the Wizard evolution that we had for left wing that gives quick step, even for like the controller that gives Tiki Taka Plus, for Chance Creator that we just had as well. What was the other one that we just got? The Perfect Hurl, no shots fired. Which one? Keep Composed, right? That one was 5 or 10,000 coins too. If you still have that one around, these could be insane to chain with this new kind of +1 overall, but +7 to the stat category evolutions that we have going on there. So that's probably the biggest part of content to watch out for today. And just be careful if you have a promo version, like even this special version of Tchouaméni, right? If Tchouaméni has not been a super crazy popular Evo version or Evo player yet, obviously Kamavinga has been, but this Tchouaméni is like 300K. If his Evo card today from his gold becomes very popular, you might actually see this one drop. It honestly could happen. And of course, you want to be careful with other center mids if that is the most popular position that could be Evo. Now, we're going to talk about the market a little bit more, but just the last two things to mention from the promo today of Unbreakables. New store pack, Legacy Icon Hero Pick is coming soon. We looked at this pack code yesterday, but I wanted to mention it again. These are the players that should allegedly be in it. That's just a wild player pick, to be honest. I think if you're taking this pick, it's a Betty Pele, Van Persie, Lizarazu, or maybe Okocha, but like, yeah, that's going to be expensive in the store. The real most interesting thing about what could be coming today are these Classic 11 heroes, because we saw this pack added to the code, and now we actually have a Classic 11 hero card design. So I'm really interested to see how this pans out. Is it going to be like the normal hero card? Because that looks like a normal hero, just with like gold instead of purple on the design. So keep a close eye out to see what that's all about. Again, that pack does sound like it's in objectives or SBCs. Maybe it's a part of the Unbreakables league that we have today. I'm not sure. This is the other part of content that we're kind of watching out for today. The Unbreakables League, you have to join in with at least one Unbreakables player item. And it sounds like it's some sort of daily play league. And the objective that we have kind of teased here in game does not show very good rewards. An 80 plus by 3, 81 by 3, 82 by 3, and then an 83 player pack. And that's it. But that sounds like a daily league, as it's called here. It's called the Unbreakables Daily Play League. So I guess it's refreshing every day, and maybe there's a completionist objective that comes alongside of this. That's one part of gameplay that I'm very curious to watch today. Again, the requirements are max 1 card, 89 rated and above, and you have to use 1 Unbreakables player in your squad. So whoever like the free objective is today, or maybe an evolution player would count towards that as well. Watch out for that Evo League that is happening today. That's kind of all the content that we're expecting. Let's talk about the market for a bit, because I said in the intro to the video that it might be a good time to take some cash and sell some cards. And I'm almost 100% liquid. Once I sell this Kvaratskhelia, I'm 100% liquid at, crazily enough, like 6.6 million, which is the most coins that I've had this year by far. We had 3.2 or 3.3 million on Black Friday, and it's been a crazy market the past couple of weeks for trading. but I think it's going to turn downwards from here because of the evos that we're getting, creating a lot of crazy cards and just the anticipation for winter wildcards. I would expect to see a pretty decent drop off in the market this weekend. I know that we still have the weekend league rewards, the FUT Champs rewards that give a lot of coins, but personally, I would rather take the safe route here rather than the risky. And I think you would want to look at selling cards, even if it's not from a recent promo team. Like Joga Bonito cards, I think I would look at selling. I think I would look at selling gold cards even, like Gold Mbappe. His card price has gone up so much since Black Friday, right? He was 1.5 mil when we were saying buy, buy, buy. He's came back into packs and he's still been around 1.9. Sure, market does have more coins from weekend league rewards, but with the hype of winter wildcards, all the promo cards, the evos, the SBCs, the daily player SBCs, the advent calendar potentially of SBCs that we've known and loved from winter wildcards of years past, with all that coming out, I think it would be a safe time right now to take the money on just about everything, especially I think some of those more expensive cards too, like some of these icons. They've rebounded since Black Friday. 1.9 mil for Taram? What? Hold on, let's go to the daily real quick. Look at this, man. Taram was 1.9 mil pre-Black Friday. Crashed to 1.5. Fully rebounded now. 1.8, 1.9 mil. It's about to be winter wildcards. He could get his first promo icon of the year, and this card could end up dropping like 700,000 coins inside of 2 weeks. That's the possibility with some of the icons and the heroes for the promo cards that we could see, and then winter wildcards in general just bring a lot of hype. That's why I think special cards in packs, out of packs, whatever it may be, it's probably a safer time to sell some of those this weekend. Now, the other question is, can we trade today? Abso-freaking-lutely we can trade today. I'm probably going to avoid center mids, as I mentioned, but we will be watching for the market because, you know, last week there was a whole bunch of buying. The market went up, 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 up all week long. There really wasn't much of a Friday night bubble. I think there still can be a bit of a bubble today because there hasn't been buying all week long. Prices are still up, but I don't think it's the exact same as last week. What I will say, though, is I'm probably just going to do some quick flips. And once we get towards the weekend league rewards, like starting to actually get released in the game, 1.2 mil is not bad for Frankie de Jong. Actually, right there, let me check his card price. But like, let's say, you know, 4 or 5 hours after content, once people are actually starting to get all their weekend league rewards and opened up, like that would be when I would want to be out of just about everything. So that's my advice for the market today. I don't think you want to risk it too much into the weekend unless you've got a specific investment that you do really like. I think you want to be safe with it. I think you want to start getting liquid. You can still trade, absolutely still trade, but I don't think I'd want to hold on to too many cards with what is up coming. But that's going to be the video for me today, guys. Hopefully EA surprised us with a little bit of something today on a promo Friday. Our expectations are low, so we could get surprised here, man. Maybe there's something cool about this promo that we don't realize, and once we actually see it, we like it. But that's going to be the video for me today. If you want to drop by the stream today, hopefully the internet is working. I will catch you guys there an hour before the content drop. We'll look at everything with Unbreakables, watch the market, look at the evos, look at the SBCs, and see how it is cracking on. But if you guys enjoyed this video today, drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you have any questions, and of course, subscribe if you're new. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you guys in the stream today. Peace out.